Hi, my name's James Hester, and I'm here to show you a few hip-hop grooves and ideas that you can use on a hybrid setup like I've got set up here. The main part of the kit is a Mapex Saturn drum kit with Pisces cymbals, but I've also got some triggers on the bass drum and snare drum, the RT10S on the snare drum and the RT10K on the bass drum, to trigger some sounds, some 909 ROLAND sounds from the bass drum and snare drum. I've also going to be using the KD7 pedal on the left hand side over here to be able to access some clave sounds to make up the hip hop groove. And other than that, all you're going to hear is a hi-hat on this PD85 pad, which I'm going to use instead of the hi-hats or the ride cymbal on the kit. I have got mics on the snare drum and the bass drum and a pair of overheads, so you can hear the kit sound mixed in with it. But the idea is to develop some coordination and the ability to play some ideas between your hands and feet, that you can layer some programmed hi-hat beats to make them sound like there's some computerization going on, but you're actually playing it live. So the first example is a basic eighth note groove between the bass drum and snare drum, playing quarter notes, eighth notes on the hi-hat, and what the left foot's going to be doing is just playing a 3/16th note pattern through a bar, 3 bars of 16th notes. So the pattern is every third 16th notes: 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. So it takes 3 bars to resolve itself. So we're playing a basic eighth note groove between the bass drum, snare drum and hi-hat, and the left foot's playing every third 16th note. And in example 2, we're going to take the first bar of those 3/16th notes. So we should be getting a clave with the left foot landing on every third 16th note. Now, on the transcription on the website that you can look at, you'll see that the very last note on the of beat 4 is in brackets. That's because when I'm playing this as a bar of groove, I like to leave out that last note, otherwise you end up with 2 16th note notes in quick succession. You can play them, it's technically quite challenging, and it also can clutter up the groove to some degree. So the left foot is going to be playing 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, over the top of a straight eighth note groove. We're going to start in the second bar of that overall 3-bar phrase, which means the left foot clave pattern that we're going to be playing is actually going to start on the and of beat 1. And it's not going to resolve itself fully, so we're going to end up with a slightly lopsided pattern. So in this pattern, the left foot's going to be playing 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And in this last 1-bar pattern you can use to develop ideas from, it's the third bar of the 3-bar cycle, and the left foot's going to be playing on the E of 1 and then through to a resolve at the end. So the left foot's going to be playing on 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Once you have those 3 ideas in your head with the basic eighth note pattern, the first thing I'd suggest you do is start to add in some extra bass drums, maybe on the and of beat 3, or some extra 16th note patterns to make it sound a little bit more groovy. You can add some ghost notes on the snare drum. Here's a little pattern that I came up with to give you an idea of what you can achieve with a simple little left foot pattern over the top of it. And all I'm taking here is the first bar of that 3-bar cycle that we looked at, and just looping it around with a slightly more involved bass drum and hi-hat pattern.